name is Faye Garrett. I live in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Only thing I can say is I have enjoyed my life in Chapel Hill. I moved here in 1964 with my children, and I was glad to move here because of the educational opportunities for them. I moved to the housing project in 1968, and the family that I lived beside had, I think, about 8 or 9 children, and I had 8 children, and we became like a 2 big house family on each side. They had their ups and downs, but they all acted like sisters and brothers, and as of this day, they are still friends. The other part of the community was the project was the lack of things that the kids didn't have in that community, like a recreational place for them to go. So they did it on the street corners and under the lights. But as the lights came on, they knew it was time to come in. So a lack of recreational places for the kids was lacking in those facilities for the black kids. When I was young, I liked to play ball. I liked to skate, ride bicycles, and I did all those things until I became grown and ran away from home, got married, and had a family. Before I went to college, I had to get my GED and my diploma, and I was grown and had all my children. So I started out to get my GED so I could get into an upper class of nursing. And all my children were with me. So it was challenging, and then after I went to work, it was challenging because I was working and all my children were home, and they would help me with my homework as they were doing their homework. The first thing I would do was did my GED. Then I entered into a nursing assistant program. From the nursing assistant program, I went into an LPN program. And I worked for a few years, and at 50 years old, I went back to school to become a registered nurse and worked for a few years. So it was gradual things that I moved forward to get to being an RN. And I had no problems. And I'm not bragging, but I was a kind of smart person. When I got into the nursing field, it was like in the 60s, 69, around that time. I had no problems. The nurses that I worked with were friendly. If there was a segregation problem, I did not feel it or see it until my later years in nursing, and that was because of a supervisor that I could tell was really, a redneck. And since I was a smart nurse and a good nurse, I think I was, to her, I kind of intimidated her. I love nursing. I am still licensed with the state of North Carolina, although I am retired. So if you break your toe, I may not be able to help it heal, but I can tell you to stay off of it. Living in Chapel Hill has been an asset to me and my family. They have grown up to be my men and women, my boys and girls, have grown up to be very productive. My children, my grandchildren, even my great-grandchildren have been very productive living in Chapel Hill and being involved in some of the activities, like the NAACP, involved with this program here. So I think living in Chapel Hill, although it's been many years ago that we moved here, was an asset to my family. So I am proud of the time that we've been here, And I'm proud of the people that I've met here in Chapel Hill, and I'm proud that they gave me the opportunity to advance and to become the great-grandmother that I am. I feel proud for being a great-great-grandmother with 5 generations. And I'm proud of my great-granddaughter that's doing this interview.
Thank you.
And I love her very much.